This year, 2012, marks OLTA's 10th anniversary. Join us as we celebrate 10 years of success in strengthening and building Ontario's land trust movement.
I'm Thea Silver, and this is my daughter Ryan. I decided to bring her along with me today, and I am the Executive Director of the Ontario Land Trust Alliance. How would I describe OLTA? I think I would describe OLTA as a good friend, because a friend is there to support and be there for you and help you do what you need to do, no matter what.
I see OLTA as a collaborative of experts and agencies who are out there to try and assist land trusts who are either up and running, who have been up and running for some time.
OLTA is an organization that supports both the volunteers that work in land trusts and increasingly staff, and supports landowners who want to protect their properties in various ways.
I see them as a trainer, a facilitator, being able to share successes, being able to share knowledge, and really kind of being the hub of anything to do with Ontario Land Trusts.
OLTA is like the quiet brother in the background to a certain extent, working hard and not getting enough acknowledgement for the work that it does. OLTA's function is to make the land trusts themselves the stars.
And I think a little bit that's what OLTA is. It's a convener, a supporter, a builder, and hopefully a champion and a friend of the land trust movement.
In 2002, the Ontario Land Trust Alliance, also known as OLTA, was incorporated and registered as a charity. OLTA was established as a committee of the Federation of Ontario Naturalists in 1997. Known as the Ontario Nature Trust Alliance, it had 14 founding members. In July 2002, with a membership of 23 land trusts, the Ontario Nature Trust Alliance decided to incorporate as a new independent organization, the Ontario Land Trust Alliance.
My history with OLTA goes well over 20 years back at Geneva Park, where a bunch of conservation-minded people said there needs to be an organization that can bring all of the land trusts together, where we can start learning from each other.
The really effective long-term way to help shape the future is to preserve what we have now. How long have I been with the land trust community? Actually, since about 1991 with the Georgian Bay Land Trust. Only 10 years ago that Ron and Stu called everybody together, and Ian Attridge in that farm outside of Guelph, NCC property as I remember, and formed the Ontario Nature Trust.
What inspires me about the land trust movement is that there's so many dedicated people out there who want to protect their local spaces.
I'm continually amazed at how much volunteers are willing and able to give to OLTA and to land trusts.
And that's, quite frankly, rare in so much of what happens in society.
Ron and I have been on canoe trips together with Stu Hiltz and other people who are involved in the origins of some of the land trust work in Ontario.
People from around Ontario asking for help, and with Ron Reed we published the book Creative Conservation, which is a handbook for land trusts, and then it kind of took off.
So I think we were just keen outdoors people for as long as we could remember, and wanted to do what we could to help protect that. I think it's a fundamental ethical question to be involved in land protection and land conservation. We happen to enjoy the outdoors and love the things we were trying to protect.
That kind of role can certainly be done more efficiently and more effectively at the provincial level than it can by any organization doing it locally, or done a whole bunch of organizations doing it locally. And so for me, that's been the real value of OLTA over the years. Fast forward 10 years later, and OLTA's membership has more than doubled since its humble beginnings, with members conserving over 70,000 acres and engaging more than 120,000 volunteers and supporters.
What surprised me about land trusts in Ontario is how sophisticated they are.
These are everyday people. These aren't necessarily people who are educated in land securement.
People who have other professions and 9-to-5 jobs.
It's a real network across our political divisions, across the skill sets that we might have on a particular board or within our volunteers.
From the smallest organization, volunteer-led, to the largest one with staff and networks, land trusts are engaged in really innovative and very complicated business.
They're just so passionate about protecting their local areas that they want to learn about how to protect them. They'll seek out the right people, they'll seek out the right funding.
And they're able to realize it on very few resources.
The land trust community has grown at an amazingly fast pace. I think it's one of those good ideas that people in other communities have recognized and have been able to look at organizations that have been around a little bit longer and say, well, we can do that too.
It is amazing what they can accomplish when they put their minds to it. It is incredibly inspirational. And I look at it not only for what we're doing now, but because I've got things like this with me, I look at what they're doing in the future and what it means for our kids, and it just blows me away.
Where do I see land trusts in the future? We're going to grow, we have to grow.
The land trust movement will grow in its diversity, both in terms of the types of people involved, the ethnicity, as our society in Ontario is changing.
The lack of diversity is a huge problem. The demographics would show that.
I think increasingly citizens and local communities are realizing that they themselves need to make sure that their communities remain vibrant. And part of a vibrant community is the natural treasures that it conserves and what it leaves for the future. I'd like to see land trusts being part of the fabric of every community across Ontario and, hey, across Canada.
Happy 10th anniversary, OLTA. It's been a lot of fun working with you for the last 8 years, and I'm looking forward to the next 10.
Happy 10th anniversary, OLTA. I've been there from the beginning, and I wish the movement continued success, support, and inspiration in forthcoming decades. Congratulations.
Happy anniversary, OLTA. Onwards and upwards.
OLTA, happy 10th anniversary.
Happy 10th anniversary, OLTA. It has been an amazing 10 years of growth in the land trust movement and what OLTA's been able to do, and I can't wait to see what the next 10, 20, and 50 years hold.
Churchill said, you make a living by what you get, you make a life by what you give. OLTA's given us a lot. Thanks.